President Nana Akufo-Addo has promised military personnel and all security services who embark on peacekeeping missions that they will receive their allowances whilst on tour and not when they arrive in Ghana. He said his administration will ensure all delays in payment will become a thing of the past. The president made this known Saturday, February 18, when he interacted with the 210 Ghanaian peacekeeping troop stationed in the Gambia, who are part of the ECOWAS mission to that country. Let's do some analysis on this. David Agbe is Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security. He's joining us now. David, good evening. It's a beautiful Sunday. I mean, when we hear news of this nature, I would want to believe that for the family of the security personnel and themselves, this is good news. Is that what it looks like for you?
Yes, Steve, I must say that it is a wonderful news to people who actually monitor security across the world, and most importantly in our country, that the president has taken this important decision of making sure that security men that goes on peacekeeping operations are paid over there on the ground. It serves as intrinsic and extrinsic motivation for them. It will give them that sense of motivation and a sense of belonging, and more importantly, that allegiance to the country will be cherished in the international, arena. So David, it's a very good and profound decision.
David, before we continue, I need us to step back a bit, and if you know, can you tell us what the situation used to be before this government took over, especially when I'm hearing the president saying that troops would have to take their allowance whilst there, not when they get home. Has it been the case that in the past, when they go on peacekeeping missions, their allowances are not paid until they return to Accra or to base before they get their money?
Yes, Steve, I must say that has been the practice for so long a time. And so it is good that the president is taking a decision to reverse that kind of practice. You do know very well that there is administrative, bureaucracy. And so some of the time, I mean, those allowances do delay unnecessarily. And so if the president can make sure that they avoid all those administrative, bottlenecks and bureaucracy, it will, help to pay them their allowances before they return to our country. So it is a very good motivation that the president has made such a promise. And we hope and believe that the packet will be enough, and the UN system will also be able to advance and pay all those money. And so therefore, when they attend those peacekeeping operations, before they come back to their various countries, especially in Ghana, all those monies will be ready and will be available for them. Do not forget that Ghana has a vested interest in peacekeeping operations, and so it is a profound decision that the president has actually made.
The president has also said that he has ordered the release of some $13 million to cater for the arrears of peacekeeping operations owed to these soldiers. There are those who might argue that 13 million might be too much, but do you still see this as sufficient boost to security both within the sub-region and back home in Ghana?
Yes, Steve, let me say that managing defense in democracy is something that some of us cherish so much. And do not also forget of the fact that before the MPP assumed office, in their manifesto and other promises that they've made, they said categorically that they are going to even make sure that even the pension scheme of the military, they are going to, advance it or make it, better. And so, as a new government assuming office, they do know very well that we have had, a checkered history before we were able to establish, or more to the point, did what I will call a sound political settlement of making sure that there is no, war, or there is no military takeover, or there is no coup d'etat. And so coming from such a history and a new leader, in the country of this country, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he has been in the political calendar for so long a time. So he knows the difficulties of the military. And so coming out with some of these pronouncements, it serves as a very good motivation for the security institutions.
And I know that beyond allowances, there are a lot of other issues and challenges that face the security agencies. And because of the nature of security operations, we don't get to know these challenges. So the key question many would want to know, want to find answers to, is that beyond allowances, what else do our soldiers need in order to ensure their morale is boosted, and when they go on peacekeeping operations, they still uphold the dignity that they have maintained for themselves as Ghanaian troops for years?
Yes, Steve, let me say this, your question is just like a thesis, but let me try to, answer it step by step. I must say that all over the world, when you realize that security institutions are working to the perfection, then it tells you that the economic system of that country is so sound enough. Yeah. And so I do believe that in United States of America, UK, and other places that we have collaborated with in terms of security, they will tell you very well that, a country's economy determines the structure and the strength of its military. And so some of these things comes in when we have a very good economic system, and then we'll be able to advance and be able to retool and provide every necessary equipment for them to use to protect our territorial boundaries and be able to, make sure that our sovereignty is well, kept within the ambience of the security. And so it comes in with when we are ever ready or we are preparing to ensure that our economy is well, stabilized. When it is well stabilized, we can retool and make sure that we provide all the necessary instruments so that the security people will be able to use it appropriately. So it comes with a whole lot of making sure that we put our economy in proper shape.
Right, David, we're grateful for your time. Thank you very much. David Agbe is Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security, and I'm Stephen Enti. We're live here at the News Hub at Addis Ababa.